What is up, everybody? Welcome to Friday Night Fun Dice Time, Wyrd and Wyld, our 5th edition homebrew weirdness campaign here on God Mode. I appreciate everyone who has stopped by to join us. Thank you, Bonfires and Can Sparkle, for popping in early, and anybody else who joins in. I'm Jaso, the DM. If there's any weird audio and technical stuff at this stream, or maybe the next two, that's all because I got a new computer, so a little bit of growing pains. But yeah, just bear with me. Let me know in the chat if there's anything off that you catch. Anyways, I'm Jaso, the DM. Who else is joining me this fine Friday evening?
Hello, I'm Bailey. I am playing Glacé Allure, the androgynous Eidolon, College of Glimmer Bard.
Hey everyone, it's Luke. I'm playing Aesop, Kinku Alchemist.
What's up? My name's Kevin. I play Sun Kong, your apeling bionoid monk, following the way of the abundant spirits.
What's up, everybody? My name's Slim. I'll be playing Rinkaz, a lizard folk fighter with the martial archetype of the gunslinger.
Kyle will be playing Foray Tomato. She's a tech wizard extraordinaire, which is a reskinned arcane trickster. Oh, and I guess I'll also be playing. He's the golden boy, obviously.
Nick should hopefully be joining us soon. Thank you, everybody. Also, thank you, Kevin, for subscribing. That was very nice of you. This is session 90, Where the Wild Things Are. We'll need to do some type of catch-up video at some point, because I feel like so much has happened that we have probably forgotten half of the things that have gone on this season.
What are we in space or something? What's going on?
I'll have Bailey do the recap to fill me in.
Yes.
You
You want the captains too.
Thank you, as always, 8-Bit Ribbit, for the awesome art for our characters. I really appreciate that. Thank you to our viewers and followers, like I mentioned. Thank you, CKP Gaming, Nana Milk Tea, and Grizzly Teddy for following. That was very nice of you guys. I really appreciate it. As you guys are watching and hanging out and interacting with us, depending on if you're following and subscribing too, you're building up Twitch channel points that you can use to buy all kinds of fun stuff like inspiration for the party. You can buy weird bits for them, stuff that they can use for money or ship stuff, all kinds of fun things. Even just a simple +1 roll to engage and have fun with the players and me. So check that out. You can see all the fun stuff you can buy at the bottom left of the chat. So take a look at that. Our stream avatars, I'm still bringing some of that over to the new PC, so we don't have that right now, but we will have it next week. But that's also a fun thing you can do. Any of our other videos you see, you'll see a bunch of characters walking along the bottom of the screen and having fun and interacting. So that'll be back next week, and you can have fun with that. If you want, just give us a follow here on Twitch. I'd really appreciate it, and that helps you build more Twitch channel points too. We usually do a giveaway, and I did sort of like a bigger giveaway on Twitter a couple weeks back, and I usually give away a DM's card, like a digital DM's card, either through Steam or the DM's Guild, but we're so close. We're like 2 or 3 followers away from 250 on Twitter, so if we hit that mark, that will be when I announce the giveaway, and that's over on our God_mode Twitter, so go check that out. If you can convince 3 people to give us a follow, that'd be awesome, because once I hit the 250 mark, I'll go ahead and release the deets on that giveaway. That is all of my housekeeping, so I'm going to go ahead and hand out some inspiration, because it looks like every single person used theirs.
It looks like you lost all your bad boy cards.
Oh, shame.
I did.
Oh, man, what a shame.
What a fortuitous circumstance.
What is this?
It's like the same card for 4 weeks in a row.
Oh,
Now-
I have. Does anybody use sorcery points? I don't think any of us do.
I don't
That's
think
fine. I'll just use this shit for advantage.
Now is the time to trade if you want, or forever hold on to your cards as usual.
So. Yeah, I got the side sorcery points one too.
Everybody happy with their cards?
Yes.
Okay, sweet. Let's see. I gave you guys a rules reminder last week that an Arcana history or insight check can help determine what type of spell is being cast for a reaction. So just keep that in mind going forward. I obviously, as you guys probably figured out, specifically did it for that battle against the Spirit Jam, but just going forward, you can always, with a quick reaction, try to determine what an enemy or someone may be casting at you guys to give you an idea of what resources you may want to try to stop it with. So also, as another rules reminder, something I came across and meant to mention before was if you happen to find yourselves either not having a huge amount to do on your turn, or if you find that you may not be great at one thing but another member is in a pivotal moment where they need to excel at something, you can always use the help action to give your teammate advantage on an attack roll or ability check.
Oh, I've never done that.
Yeah.
So if you have someone that hits really hard, or someone that you have all designated needs to leap over this long chasm to make it to the other side, then just keep in mind you always have other beneficial ways to offer them advantage besides them just trying to blow their advantage if they have it, or their cards for it. Okay, that is all my stuff. Why don't we roll some die to see who wants to give the recap from last week?
Diplomatic immunity.
Luke has diplomatic immunity.
Oh, thanks.
So we don't have to.
Of course.
Sucks to be
That's
you,
fine, I think.
monkey.
Well, let's take a look here. Sung Kong. What happened last time on Wyrd and Wyld?
Well, we got back to the ship after traveling to Hell to get Zix and everything. We had Zix. We had Zix check out Cooi, and we rested. I think we rested too. Nonetheless, to see, because he had to make a body for her. He told us he had to get to be able to see like her soul, like her essence, her being, which he had to do outside of the ship because he kind of had to kill her, to see that. So we go out there. Once he does that, what's his face? The virus pretty much came back to fight us on the outside of the ship. Made a bunch of clones of itself, but we still ended up defeating it, even though Fa got stuck in a maze for a little while.
Poor Fa.
Yeah, it's like, oh, perfect. But we managed to beat him. We had like 3 minutes, I think, in order to beat it before we would lose the ability to save Cooi. But we beat him. Zix made a body, and now she is resting. And I guess, yeah, getting all that ready. Don't remember exactly. And pretty much from there, we're just trying to... Let's see. What else happened? Oh, after we beat the guy, the other guy showed up. I'm so bad with the names. The guy, like time and space, everything froze except us.
Oh, that fucking
Yeah, that guy.
time guy.
He showed
We
up
know
again.
he is.
Just say,
He said something about Twilight. If we knew what Twilight was, I think. He
If
said
it
something
happened,
to that
no,
effect.
if we were still researching it, I think.
Are we still researching it?
yes, it's exactly the same questions.
And what year it was.
Yes, what year it was, yep. Same questions, yes.
Ooh.
And so then we went back inside. I think that's it.
We learned about Mneuminos and the Mimir, more about it, and where the Lady of Pain is, and how we need to get there, and what we need to get there.
Just those little details about a place that contains all the hidden secrets of the multiverse. No biggie.
That happened.
Safe. The safest, really.
So you guys were given your objectives on where to head next, according to the mimir you collected that was given to you by the Lady of Pain before kicking you out of Sigil and its extermination, disappearance, destruction, who knows. Clearly it is gone, and likely in its place is where the Twixt plane has formed. You guys had all determined, thank you Sun Kong, you find a weird bit in your pockets for that recap, that it was in your best interest to obviously fulfill this quest given to you by the Mimir. Head to Mneuminos, make your way there, and learn about the secrets of not only Sigil's destruction, but also the next steps in order to make things right, as the Mimir said. Now, in order to do that, there were some stipulations that Mimir said to you, one of them being the fact that Mneuminos was never meant to have either mortals or the gods tread there. It was a very secretive place, actually kept within a maze that the lady herself had created, and would only allow those picked by her to be able to enter. And because of that reason, there is no usable air there. There is an environment, there is an atmosphere, but it is poisonous to go without some way to have an alternative means of breathing. So that was one thing for you guys to figure out. Of course, also being there was a requirement to be ready and defensive, because the what sounds like some type of automated defense that is there would not take kindly to any trespassers, and this would include you guys despite being given this directive by the Mimir itself. So the other thing being to maybe potentially grab some gear, get yourselves ready and in the right mind. Aesop had mentioned potentially stopping by a Pioneer Quagga to maybe find some stuff that you guys may need, do a bit of last minute shopping before heading off.
We definitely need a way to breathe, if nothing else.
This is true.
Yeah.
This is true.
But I guess the thing is, like, quaggas are just like floating out in space, right? Like,
Ever
there's
since
not like a specific location.
No, yeah. So as the other three factions have a static place that is their residence, although they're all spread out, they have a headquarters between the three of them. However, the patrollers are unique in that they do not have a unified area. They are strewn across the Twixt in various ships, but some of the larger ones being the quaggas, these huge, massive bases where one side is hidden and made to look like a large asteroid, so to keep them somewhat secretive. The other side has just a number of tents and not military, but patrollers moving about, and other spelljammers that can take off and land, like a sea base essentially. But instead of jet fighters, it's spelljammers. And of course, there's a network of tunnels that they have hollowed out within that serve as armories and places that you can go. They typically don't let civilians on, but you guys have, of course, proven yourselves to be able to lend a hand, and they offer you various things for going there. And once you had befriended one of the patrollers, Alec, who was one of the higher-ups in command and essentially serves as your representative to them, he mentioned that if you should ever need a quagga, to make contact with them, and they should be within 2 to 5 days out within travel. So if you wanted to give a call and see where the nearest quagga is, that would just be a private roll by me, and we would determine where they are. Otherwise, on your map, as mentioned by the Mimir previously, as you guys look into the astrolabe, which is that programmed illusion that hovers above the metal table that's in mission control, this is kind of the map you guys see whenever I show this world map. It's kind of the constellations and planets that you see orbiting it. You now have the coordinates and the location made for Mneuminos marked out, which is kind of over in the blank open corner area over here. So you guys know where you need to go when the time comes. Otherwise, you have given Cooi a actual physical form with which you will need time to allow her to finish her conversion, as the Rhaegar mentioned. Otherwise, the ball is again back in your guys' court. You're back on your home ship. Where do you want to go?
I have a question. do we think that there's anything on Kerbita that might have, like, a shop where we could get some, like, breathing apparatus kind of gear? Because, like, I'm just thinking, like, if we don't... Our best bet's a Quagga. I think a Quagga will have, like, protective
Yeah.
equipment and gas masks and shit like that.
Without making
But-
any checks, the time that you spent on Kerbita was to visit a very down-to-earth, sort of like farming settlement that had a mixture of races, but largely like halflings and some humans and elves, and seemed pretty low-tech.
Mm.
It's
Did it have, like,
possible, but
Fantasy
doesn't...
Costco or anything?
Yeah,
there?
it doesn't seem likely that they would have a necessarily overabundance of magical gear or equipment.
Well, I suppose we could turn around back to Halcyon right quick if everyone wants to do that.
We should probably, don't we need to kind of stay away from Halcyon for a bit?
Probably.
Could we hail the GIF and maybe see if they're anywhere
let's see
nearby,
where-
if they have a ship?
Let's see where Quagga is.
Good
Let's
idea.
try to see where they are.
I mean, they breathe pretty heavy. I assume that they'd have to.
Also, if we can't get a hold of them, we know there's all kinds of techie stuff on the Okokyo, or maybe Slagonia will have some kind of breathing apparatuses for us.
Oh, goodness.
Neokokyo
I wouldn't
would
use
be
that
a-
word. I'd say masks.
Yeah, Near Tokyo would be a bit of a distance, but I mean, if we have to, for sure.
I think if we are going to go that far, we may as well check on Jadra first. But let's
On the
hope
way,
that there
yeah.
just happens to be a Quagga nearby, yes?
We may get
Uh,
lucky.
Maybe you had the right idea. We should contact the GIF and see if
Yeah.
they can tell us the location of a nearby one.
You
What's his
all,
face?
Rinkaz, standing at the control panel with the Arcane Man's help, just send out a signal to the nearest Quagga. Appearing on screen where once the orbiting illusory planetoids were spinning is replaced by a very large-looking stern, large but muscular GIF who is looks to be, even with the purple-tinted illusory version of him here, it seems to give off like a yellowish or tan color, and is just what looks to be like riddled in tattoo work. He is also wearing the standard uniform, although seems to be of some position with the Pioneer Patrollers. He appears on screen, and let's test if my clownfish voice changer works. How about this?
That's it. That's your normal voice.
Just a normal voice, huh?
Just the normal
Normal
voice.
Jason.
Okay, that's weird. Okay, I'll fix it later. He appears on screen and hails you all.
Captain Broove here. How may I assist you, Wild Knots?
Yes, we had some missions and some work up ahead, and we were wondering if you guys had any civilian or military grade breathing apparatus. Some of the climates might not be stable for our breathing, and we maybe like to parlay a little bit with you guys.
Do you have any Quagga nearby, perhaps within striking distance of Halcyon or Kerbita?
Captain Broove studies you all for a second.
What is your Wild Knot team name?
I
Wow,
looked
it's us, the Wild Tycoons.
That's the one!
That's the one.
I see. You all looked familiar.
We have done business with your facilities and a few of your ships before, sir.
We have heard stories about you, tycoons. Positive
Oh.
things from what I've heard.
Of
Certain
course.
combat prowess you all have that is a bit of an asset to us pioneers. We typically are not able to lend such devices as you mentioned out to the normal adventuring party. However, because of your station, it is possible that we could have a chat.
Oh,
I
that's-
will send you my coordinates and you should stop by.
Fantastic.
Maybe we, if there's anything you need as well, I might be able to make a few apparatus for a few of your weapons, or maybe we could brew some potions or something to parlay with you as well, in case you guys need any supplies. We don't want to leave you unarmed out there.
We also have gold, if that works.
There are things to talk about.
Oh.
Yes.
All right.
But we shall save that for when you visit. I'm sure you can make
Insight?
uses of our services as well.
Yeah,
Does
sure.
he seem like he wants to reel us in for any weird reason? Like, does he seem very eager to have us around?
Give me a check.
Maybe on
Advantage.
At advantage, you said, Fa? Well, I'm getting my dice out.
Is that a 9 total?
Yeah.
21
Con
over
got
here.
a 21, yeah.
Glace and Glace, you get the general sense that he is just, probably may have some stuff that you guys could help with. Beyond that, it's difficult to tell. Rinkaz and Sun Kong, it seems as though, from the inflection in his voice, that it's possible that either something has happened or he has run into some complication, and running into a conversation with you all to stop by seems fortuitous to him.
Look at that. He'll need us.
Okay.
Standard mercenary work, isn't that what you guys do? What
It
what
is.
are we? What do we do?
We're tycoons. We
Good
wild
General
not.
good deeds.
We
Guys,
drink.
It's like cowboy, right? Wink, wink. Like mercenary.
Yes, like archaeologists. Wink, wink.
Oh, is there something going on between you two?
What? No. What? Set course.
It's
Set
true.
course for the quagga. Set course
It's
for the quagga.
true.
This is ridiculous.
Hush, it's okay. Look, I mean, sometimes some people have two dads, some people have two moms. It's okay.
What does that mean? What? That doesn't make any sense. Quagga. Set course for the quagga.
Captain
Navigator.
Broove gives you the coordinates to the quagga, and appearing on your astrolib, you find that it is 2 days travel out.
Go. Engage. Engines.
If nothing else, Captain Broove gives you all a patroller salute and says,
Look forward to speaking to you in person, tycoons.
Mm-hmm.
See you soon.
Ta-ta.
and he blips off of the screen to be replaced by the rotation of planets.
Oh, that went well.
I did it. Well, at least we know that they need us for something. A quest.
It's like a good way to get a lot of stuff for free.
Yeah,
Let's not forget that.
like
I mean,
really high-grade breathing apparatuses. Let's go.
So, you guys are happy to begin your journey. We can say
Yeah.
that you start moving over the first day. Let me know what you guys would do over this first set of 24 hours.
I would like to call a meeting before we fly out.
Ooh, meeting.
Oh, Ringcos is calling it. Ooh.
How official.
With the course set for the Quagga, Rinkaz calls the Tycoons up to mission control, or wherever you choose, Rinkaz.
Yeah, that'd be good. I mean, anybody on the ship as well. Anybody who's not busy piloting.
Oh, it's not just a team meeting.
Most everyone files into the mission control.
So, I wanted to call you guys up here. I had a few things I wanted to talk about, wanted to figure out before we go off into anything a little dangerous up ahead. So, I know I've mentioned it before, but I know everyone here doesn't know everything, and we gotta keep some of that close to us. But everyone who does know what I'm talking about, we have events ahead of us that are kind of crucial, that tie a lot of us together. Not to bring the name up again. Everyone's alive. If we need Ileana, we could always grab her and have her come with us if need be. But, dare I say Kaz's name again, if anything were to come up, technologically, or, well, from what happened before, and we need him. I don't want to feel like we're running into this with, half-cocked, getting to the end goal of resolving what we need to resolve, and not being able to do it, because there were quite a few parties present, and one of them isn't with us. This,
Oh,
all personal feelings aside, of course.
oh. You, I mean, you make a good point. He was part of the original group in Sigil, was he not?
You are.
Agreed, yes. And he was part of the, part of not only our crew, but that as well. And I know he was a key component to this, so if there's some sort of ancient knowledge or some, and scratch my head a few times, technological stuff that he may have only known, I feel at least contacting him in the afterlife, or maybe somehow bringing him back. Look, I know personal feelings, having a good friend go aside. I just think it's very important. And I know we have our main missions ahead of us. Cooi was number one. We all agree on that. But I don't know anything about this. I'm a bounty hunter, a security guard, a vaccinator. I mean,
Goddamn
can't-
right you are.
I know how to kill things. I know how to bring them back on a ship, but I don't know how to bring them back from.
Because we might not need Ileona, cause what has been done has been done.
Which is very true. I just want to see if there's a way in case an emergency, should we come to the finish line, we can't get the door open, so to speak. I mean, even if it's temporary, I know. I mean, I look over at Glace for a moment. He would be astounded to know the position that you're at now. And,
Would he? Would he be? He
I
would-
mean, he's shedding his metaphorical skin at the moment, I'm sure. But if it's not in the cards and it's not something we can do, I have quite a bit of gold on me now from everything we've done. And as opposed to putting a little ink on my body as a memoriam, bringing him back even for 5 minutes to help us at the end, I'm more than happy to throw whatever's needed that direction. Nothing to put us in harm or too far off of our goal. If there's, bigger things ahead of us, I'm all for it. But if any of you have a side eye glance at anything that could help us, I mean, I look to old Ganny, Chung, anybody. I mean,
We have to. Well, I mean, let's learn a little more before we jump to conclusions.
agreed.
But if we do end up having to do some kind of resurrection, we'll have to handle it the best we can.
Yeah, I mean, after what we found out and getting a little more closure. I mean, knowing that he isn't down there makes me feel a lot better. So at least I know, hopefully, whatever flying, I make like a hand gesture that he would, flying serpent god or whatever he believed in, that he's serving now. At least he's hopefully where he wanted to be, which is good, but man, I don't know. It's just a thought. I just don't want us to get caught with our pants down or in a situation that doesn't.
Maybe if you wanted this person present, maybe he could have a surrogate. I mean, I'm no expert on this sort of thing, but we've had a lot of talk about putting souls in golem bodies recently. Didn't he make the AI on the ship one of
He
the
did.
minor ones?
Oh
yeah.
yeah,
The snake. Cats.
yeah, that guy, him.
Pets apparates above.
I am Cats.
Oh, what a good baby. Yes,
There
you
he is.
are.
Cats, do you have any idea, information on how to maybe get your creator back?
creator listed as terminated.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate.
Yeah.
Did he log any significant portion of his memories within your databanks, perhaps?
Accessing.
I don't think he did.
Diary entries recorded, but no memories magically uploaded.
Still rudimentary, it seems. Well, you're right, Rinkaz. It could be something that we can keep an eye out for. I'm afraid my medicines wouldn't help in this scenario, but if we found a magical or technological solution, perhaps, there's still hope.
Old Ganny says, he's been dead for a while. It's possible to bring him back through use of things like necromancy, but unless you want him to be just a slobbering carnivorous cannibal, able to bring him back of pure sound of mind, of which it doesn't sound that different from what I knew about him, he would probably require either a strong amount of magic more than a necromancer, or, well, I don't know, perhaps other means. You all have come across so many planets with incredible technologies.
I don't want to sound mean, but I think that is one thing that we don't have to worry about right now, because we don't know for a fact that we even need him.
No. I think maybe what we're going towards might help pan that out just a little bit more. But
The arcane man is lost in thought and looks over and says, the more numbers we have in order to carry out the will of the lady is not a negative. But as you all mentioned, there would be quite a few steps in order to try to bring someone who has passed on for so long. I was lucky to have made a clone for myself, and the possibility may lie to, if we need to, bring one of your lost members back. But there are a number of questions involved. I think one of the most important, if we were to pursue this avenue, would to be to find some way to contact Kaz from the beyond and ensure that he would even want to return in the first place.
I was thinking that myself.
The same thing.
We would not want to bring him back if he was living it up in the life beyond.
Just fucking having big old parties.
He did speak about he did speak about his god a lot. Maybe he's with them and would want to stay there.
Well, again, talking to the spirits of the dead is outside of my realm of expertise, but let's have that as a first step, then, if this is something you really want to pursue in your spare time, Rinkaz. Maybe find somebody that can somehow talk to the dead.
Magic Ouija boards and stuff, I guess. Who do... Ganny, what about your sisters, sewing circle? What, I don't know what you guys call yourselves.
They do so on Saturdays, but yes, actually, it is a possibility. I would need to send word to them that you are all looking to try and contact the dead, but that is actually something that the Coven has knowledge of.
Oh. Well, there you are, Rinkaz.
Give me some time to send off a bit of a notification to them and hope for their word back soon, and I will let you know. Of course, if you find any other means to do it, let me know.
Oh, I know they're into... I would happily pay them in whatever bones or bits or blood, whatever it is your family would like.
More sewing equipment would be a big help, I'm sure.
Oh, okay.
The arcane man says,
Do any of you have any remnants of Kaz? Any piece, a scale from his once physical form?
Yeah, no.
I don't believe so.
I think didn't he gave Glosse, he put something on Glosse, right?
what?
The lucky charm.
The purple necklace.
Yeah, he gave the
Yes.
lucky charm to Glosse.
That's right.
Give me a perception check, Glosse.
I gave that lucky charm to him, right?
Yeah, but he put it back on. He gave it back to you when he paralyzed you and took your place on the.
That was the last thing he did.
Perception.
Nice.
15.
Glosse, you do find the tiniest, smallest fragment of a chipped scale on the
Oh.
necklace.
Oh my goodness, that's disgusting. But hey, we have this.
That's such a Glosse reaction too. Ew!
The arcane man steps over and takes a second to look at it and identify it. Provided that this teammate of yours, Kaz, who I met once before, is willing to have some type of potential means of returning back to the prime material, it is possible that I could do a little bit of connecting with the other arcane to see if they would happen to be able to provide to me a secondary use of the cloning magic I once used for myself.
Hey, that
The-
sounds like quite the magic.
It is powerful, but time-consuming. It could take upwards of months for him to come back to us, unless we were to be able to find other means of creating a more fastidious return.
Well, a noble goal, Redcast.
No. I'm gonna start trying to think of some of that stuff while I work on things. I mean, heck, we did put the 20-something old man after we blew him up into a shell. On Neo Gokyo, the creepy, smelly old man who won't.
22?
Yeah.
23?
20
22.
23.
23.
It's Zex 23.
23 is the young one.
Oh.
Too many people who have just
22
numbered
is
it.
the old one because 23
Oh.
came after 22.
Yeah. That tracks.
There are people out here in the Twixt with a certain strict and powerful hold over such magics such as magians. It may be possible, provided Kaz wishes to return, that we may find multiple means of ways of returning him. But I think the first step should be to ensure that he is willing to return.
Agreed. I mean, it's not like we're just gonna bind him to Clatter. And I look over Clatter.
No! Oh man, wouldn't that be something?
Okay, well, give me some time to try and contact the Coven. I'll see what they say. You all did help them out back on that milky adventure we had previously.
Milk.
Well, I'm going to go experiment, if it's all right with everyone else. It's been a while since I've hit the old lab.
Alright, with that, you guys have the full day ahead of you after the conversation about looking into a means to potentially bring Kaz back, provided he wanted to. Something for you to all contemplate. In the meantime, I have an idea what Aesop is doing. Does anybody else want to do anything over the first day?
I wish I had a wreck.
Oh no, we don't have a wreck anymore.
Nope.
Oh, bummer.
Could we make one?
What?
I would like to assist Fa and
We would
with
need a
Chunk
knowledge
if need.
card of some
You
sort.
you would need some type of arcane or magiance related device. Magiance being just essentially techno magic. Some form or way to be able to magically record the things that it sees. It would also probably need some type of case so it doesn't break.
Could we take maybe a high-low to see if any of that leftover crap in the cat bot from like episode 3 of season 1 or any of the escape pods have anything that might work?
Sure.
We can attach it to Houdini.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Be perfect.
Bat
It's got a swivelly head.
Houdini could serve as a relatively decent means of having some form of actual mobility to your recording device, but you would still need to craft some type of magical device to go within it to capture memory.
Yeah.
If you guys have any particular spells or any ways that you think you could try to imbibe an item with something like that or craft something to a similar effect, let me know.
I guess Fa really would just be the best person to do that.
I have all the wizard level. I have all the wizard spells.
I got some glow paint, thieves' tools, a grenade, a shotgun. No, I got nothing.
You can tinker too, Rinkaz.
Yeah, I think I'll just take a look and scrap and see what I can get from either of those, because that head hasn't been used for anything at all. I mean, other than scrap.
Give me some type of check then. And let me know what that check is.
Jeweler's tools makes sense.
Yeah.
I'll use
That'll give me advantage.
Awesome. That would be a perception check to look around and see if there's anything in the bay.
Sure.
If we're making checks, then I'll also do the check with you.
Okay.
19?
Boom. Bye.
I knew it. I felt that in
Oh.
my bones, Kyle. I knew it.
There's a wrench. There's a wrench over here, Fa. I found a wrench. It's a
Well,
nice wrench.
This
Your check.
is a flux capacitor back here.
Let me see. Rinkaz, I mean, between the two of you, especially... Oops, sorry. I have a Alexa in here that wants to ramble off. Even though I never said her name. With a 19 and a natty 20, that definitely allows you guys... There is... If you were to spend a little time disassembling these steel escape pods, there is certainly enough scrap in here with a couple days to mend some type of shell. Although, as Fa mentioned, as an alternative, you could always use Houdini, the techno magic owl, to use as a holding device for it. The other thing is, with that natural 20, you find within the cat head, Fa, practically everything that you would need to create through technomagic a device that would allow you to essentially record the things that it sees. You would just need to get your hands or be able to cast the spell of scrying on this device so that it can obtain the magical essence of the scrying spell, and then would be able to not only scry its surroundings that it sees through Houdini's eyes, but to also record it so that you guys could view it later.
Yeah.
Give me a D10 roll, Fa.
Straight down the middle, straight and narrow.
I gotta try and do something with that.
Oh yeah, sorry, I see that, Kevin. With that 5 roll, you get the sense that if you were to take the things that you have and put them together, you would essentially be rendering the cat head useless because you will have scrapped the last bit of components out of it. You would still have the metal pods of steel and metal scrap to use for something else, but you'd be rendering the cat head inoperationable, but you would be scrounging out everything you needed to rewire and put some arcane elements into Houdini to create this device that would record things. You could do it within 5 days from your roll. And then from there, if you guys were to either get your hands on like a scroll that has scrying, or if any of you could actively cast scrying onto the magic gold device within Houdini, it would be able to fully activate what you guys would assume to be relatively makeshift but operational rec-like recording device. You're not sure how long it would record, but you know that it would have some maneuverability being within Houdini and would be generally close analog to it.
Cool.
I was also thinking, like, I actually know the skill to make a rope, so I can make whatever familiar you
Oh.
This is true.
to be Houdini. But theoretically, I already know how to make a robot base for this recording apparatus. We just decide on the chassis and the features, and then we'll move forward from there.
Oh, that'd be cool. I kind of look over to Fa and whisper in his ear, or her ear, pardon me.
That's the second time regassing.
I'm sorry, I've been hanging out with Chemo. You two are inseparable. Maybe some sort of metallic bird with green wings for Glace. All part of the show and everything.
Oh no, it's okay. You can make it whatever you want. I have my pretty little Rami.
Okay, then one of those milk creatures.
Oh,
Nope, that's the one that can't.
I can't find specs for that one, sorry. I guess it's whoever wants to have the wreck pet can decide.
I want it.
Well, that's what I was saying.
But I don't want it to be a peacock. I already have one. Make it like does it have to be an animal?
I say into the crystal communicator at Glacé's voice, make it a raven, honey.
Ugh. Weird
That's
flex, but okay.
Oh, that's a good idea, Glace. Subtle, sleek, stealth.
That was Aesop. I was kidding.
Gotta be hot pink if it's a raven. Hot pink raven. Want it?
Hot pink raven.
I approve.
I'm not against this.
Apparently, then it can talk.
Ooh.
I like it.
It's just like a yak back. That's all it is.
It's Jacques from what's his face.
So you know, Fa, that in order to craft something like this, you would have to do it from the known recipes you have for your tinkering.
Yeah.
So we could say that if you wanted to now, for the day, that you could craft something in this form if you'd like to. And in the meantime, you would be able to assemble everything necessary. At least, as I mentioned, in this first day, you would be able to craft the general form and function of the familiar. And then from there, over the next 5 days, you would need to craft all of the insides using the scrap found from the giant robot head of the cat from last season. And then once that's done, the last ingredient would be the arcane essence of a scrying spell to be imbibed within the techno magic within. And then it would be fully functional.
Neat.
Perfect.
I'm gonna name it. You get to pick the form. I get to name it.
I like it.
That's fair.
Go for it. Oh, and if you need any help, I know Chung's a great help.
I'm pretty good.
He can yak up anything you need.
Me and Fa have worked together before.
Take that if you need it. The pat on the butt.
The working title for my notes is Polyprogress. Hope you guys appreciate that.
Pretty good.
Poly progress.
Alright, so a D10 plus efficiency plus what was the.
Let me pull those notes up. Crafting consumables, tinkering.
Oh,
Oh, fuck.
my. This is gonna be the most hyper-advanced pink raven the world has ever seen.
Aesop, oh, it's so beautiful. Who's a pretty girl? I am not a girl. I'm a highly intelligent device.
Hey, what the fuck are you looking at? It's
I'm a bud. What about it?
Buy me lunch if you get
Who's a pretty bird? Who's a pretty bird? Fuck off me.
There we go.
Get the fuck off.
The hardest personality out of all of us.
Oh,
You guys chose the form of what? Raven?
A whittle wavin'.
Aesop
pink
was
raven.
mostly joking, but I think it ended up as a pink raven.
Yeah.
Crossface choice.
Form of, shape of.
Fa, with Chunk handing over any equipment you need as you tinker through this first day, you flawlessly create a mechanical raven. I don't have an image for it yet. I'll get one made for you, but you craft this raven effortlessly.
So, put a whole presentation together where it has to bond with the first one that it sees something crossing. You have to come in and print on it. Bird.
Oh. I go in and I'm wearing a pink boa for the occasion. So I'm the mama bird. Okay, what do I have to do, Fa?
Just really be the first thing it sees. It's alright.
Okay.
You turn it on now.
Okay.
Turn it on. The mechanical egg splits and it's just its ass sticking up in the air.
It's beautiful.
I can only afford to make one eye.
Oh no, Fa. That's crass. Turn it over.
There you go. It's all yours.
What's its name?
Came up with one yet. It's not done. Not good to name a project before it's done.
Okay,
It's
bad
it's
luck. No cursing this one. Got it. Well, I'm gonna go show this off to everyone and rub it in Aesop's face. Good job, Fa. Do you want anything for this?
To the
You're breaking up a little bit, man.
it said I'll add it to the bill, but no, I got it.
Oh, I have a... Yeah, put it on my tab.
Did you decide in concrete a name for this device?
No, not yet.
Okay. It is controlled by any of you, and the temporary token is next to you there.
Little 22 Junior.
Oh no! Kill? It's the first word it learns.
Why isn't it pink, Jason?
Because a temporary token.
Jason, why didn't you foresee this exact scenario?
Situation.
Good with Polyprogress.
Oh, I can't wait till I'm a player in your game. I can't wait. There, it's pink.
Yay!
Yay!
It swoops around through the air on mechanical wings with raven-like precision before landing back on Fa's arm and plops over to your arm, Gloss, as you go to show it off to the others.
Oh, sweet little baby robot Raven. Oh, hello.
Kill blood.
Oh, this is perfect. See, now we have a body for cause.
Oh, oh no, I veto that as a player.
What?
this
It'd be a storm crow.
Oh,
Does this thing record? Like, does it do recording?
No.
Paw.
Jesus, I just made an entire working bird in one afternoon. But yeah, we'll get to it.
All right. Well done. I'm gonna go put Jules on it.
oh my God.
Don't
But
overload it.
this,
It's
But
aerodynamic.
they're just tiny little baby Jules. I promise you'll love it.
Klasa heads out to bejewel this raven.
Bedazzled.
Aesop, what were you crafting?
I'm gonna do an advanced level experiment
All
on
right.
on the alchemy table. I've already subtracted my gold.
Okay.
I'll do it. Hiya! That's a success. I've done this a few times now, so let's come on, 96 to 100.
Oh, that's a bad roll.
Woo! That's not great. Hold please. Oh, no, that is great. That's an exceptional potion of healing.
I was gonna
know
say,
the
yeah.
recipe. Cool. Okay. That's what I do today.
Excellent.
works.
Excellent. You craft a powerful healing potion that seems to be superior to the other ones you've made before, Aesop. Along with you and Hush, you also learn the exact details in order to recraft this in the future, as Hush is taking notes as you craft it through experimentation.
Aesop is like, oh, this isn't invisibility. And then he drinks it and he's like, good.
Ringkaz, Sun Kong, what are you guys doing for the day? Anything important?
I'd be content just saying I helped out Fa and resting and just restocking related, base maintenance for myself.
Sure.
Hanging out with Stray, maybe.
Yeah.
You spend a little time with Stray.
Speak of the devil.
Hey, man.
Speaking of,
Oh,
what's up,
look
Nick?
Hey, man.
slid in.
Sorry, I'm late.
We,
Just
we
timing.
we sacrificed Jira to bring back Cause.
I'm 100% okay with that.
Oh.
Everyone is flying towards a Pioneer Quagga to see if they can get their hands on some magical devices or some type of thing that will allow them to breathe when they get to Mneuminos, which is the place that the Mimir told you guys to head towards. It is 2 days out, so this is the first day's travel. Everyone had a talk with Ringkaz leading it, where Ringkaz was wondering if there is a possibility and need to perhaps bring Kaz back from the dead. Everyone talked about it. The Arcane Man, as well as everyone, deciding that the first step before trying to think on the exact need that would necessitate bringing him back and what that would require would be to contact his spirit and at least make sure that he would be willing to do so. Old Ganny mentioned that the Coven has the ability to commune with the dead and would possibly offer the exchange between the two for you guys helping them previously, but she would need a little while to be able to contact them and hear back from them. There is multiple ways to bring someone back from the dead, so just something to think about. And not something that has been made in stone, just something that Rinka brought up that is an interesting tidbit to percolate on. Fa spent some time over in the crafting area creating a stand-in for Rex since the other one was destroyed, as you guys were doing your best to along with Lushy's help, get out of Halcyon in relatively one piece. Fa created a raven-like apparatus of a machine-like bird, a steel bird contraption, and still needs a little time to build the insides to create the arcane ability for it to record things. The final step that she'll need after a couple days is to either have a spell scroll handy of the scrying spell, or to be able to just cast the magic of scrying onto the inside so that it can absorb the scrying arcane energies to be able to do it itself to record things. So she created that. Aesop made a pretty kick-ass potion of healing that is better than any of the others he currently has. Glosse walked off with the raven to bejewel it. Rinkaz was helping Fa out. And Sun Kong, what were you doing?
I was like practicing like speed with Sugar. I'm having Sugar like charge at me and I'm dodging out of the way, kind of like a Matador type situation.
Make
Just
a
getting some training.
animal handling check at advantage.
Oh,
Shut up, Alexa. Shut up.
yeah. 16.
Daddy, please, no.
I love you.
Why don't you? We put you in the dark zone. With a 16, you.
Not again, Daddy, no.
Not back there. I'm so sorry. With a 16 Sun Kong, you are easily able to spend the day training with your saber-toothed tiger that is domesticated, and feel like that Sugar will probably listen to you, and you formed a close bond with it, and it you know, unfortunately doesn't get a whole lot of time to step out of the ship, but if ever needs be, you have a pretty good feeling that it will listen specifically to you when you need to you know, give it a directive and order. You also, while spending this time doing an UCOG with you, doing a little bit of it with you, you also get the general sense that while you have been out on these adventures, that she has been spending time with Sugar herself, and Sugar is able to respond with a similar clarity to her commands.
Yeah, and that's another reason why I'm not doing it just for me. I'm also just trying to spend time with Sugar, increase the bond.
Sugar, happily after you are done, comes over and gives you a lick with her giant saber-toothed tiger tongue.
Scritches. Give her scritches.
Also, thank
All
you,
scratches.
Bay and Slim, for the subs. That's very nice, you guys. Thank you. Oh, thank you.
He owes us
And
good
Vidi,
subs.
what are you doing over the first day?
Well, hi everybody. I wanted to accomplish two things. So first thing would be to interrupt Aesop if he's not completely busy with something important.
He
just
seems to
finished
have...
making a cool potion.
Yeah, he's just finishing what looks like taste testing one of his experiments.
Blood.
Hey Aesop, are you busy?
Oh, no, Hush and I were just wrapping up our project.
Is it a good project?
Oh, yes, I was disappointed at first, but this is by far, accidentally, the best healing potion I've ever made.
That's
I mean,
great.
it's a failure considering I was trying for invisibility, but this works too.
Oh, that's fascinating.
Anyway, what brings you to the lab?
I don't like asking you to do stuff, but I kind of need your help.
What? Oh, of course.
So, we're kind of like tempting fate here coming up, right?
Yes,
So,
very much so.
If you're not too busy, you said you could handle this, and I produce a 5,000 GP diamond.
Oh.
Can you divvy this up into? I mean, I'll buy you extra vials. Don't use anything fancy, but can you like portion this, please, into like the
Yes.
finest powder you could possibly make?
I mean, that it's going to take me like 5 minutes. It's no issue at all, Nvidi.
Oh, I thought it was gonna take a couple days. Okay.
Oh, no.
Can you grind this up for me, please?
Yeah, no problem. I've been itching to use this thing for a while, and I'll take out my obsidian mortar and pestle, and in 1d4 rounds, I will have ground it up into a fine powder.
I genuinely thought it was gonna take days. I'm sorry.
Normally,
Aesop-
it probably
Aesop's like,
would.
Yeah, sure, okay, whatever, right?
You watch as Aesop drops this diamond into this mortar and pestle, and it looks like a tough, incredibly condensed diamond, but as mentioned by Aesop, you don't even need to roll the rounds, Aesop. As you begin grinding, you and Nvidia watch as this diamond is just... It looks like it's just being melted into the surface of this bowl here as he grinds, but instead of liquid form, it is just being ground into a fine dust. And you watch as the condensed solid form of it begins to disappear and is overtaken by a fine dust that takes up the bottom.
I divvy it up into... What am I dividing it up into?
We could just say like 1s and 3s, because Greater Restore is 1s and Revivify is 3.
Cool. I do that. I've divided up into 1s and 3s.
All right. Nvidia, you
So,
have your grounded up diamond.
I have reagents.
Nice.
Hopefully I don't ever have to use this, but thank you. I feel a lot better.
Oh yes, of course. And in addition, with the scrolls that I currently carry, I can bring you back if, the worst were to happen to you as well.
Oh, I was gonna give you one of those. That's perfect.
Yeah, we each had one, I believe.
Yeah. Hopefully we don't have to use that. In the meantime, the other favor I had to ask you was if you needed any financing. I feel like we're gonna need a lot of potions, so not to put you to work or anything, but I'm willing to buy a lot of potions.
If you'd like more potions, I will certainly be able to make them. For 100 gold, I can make you some more of those drops, those quick use ones that heal for less.
Perfect.
Just depends on how strong and how many you want. I can only do, what is it, Jason? 2 per day? 2 per 24-hour period?
Talking about like tinkering?
Yeah, crafting.
Yeah, unless you're trying to go without some sleep, then yeah, it would be 2 per day because it's 8 hours to tinker.
All right, if you give Aesop 100 gold, he's going to try to make you an exceptional drops of healing, which he does.
Yeah, here. It's totally worth it. Thank you.
And that will take Aesop to the end of the day.
Where is your tome at, Nvidia?
Where is my tome at? That's
It's
a great
in
question.
Aesop's bag of holding, motherfucker. It's not.
When we returned to gold, I stashed it close to my chest, and I guess I did not roll a check to see if I had it when we ungold.
You look underneath your coat and find it sitting in a relatively hidden place, attached by some belt loops to like your side towards the back. You look up, taking the potion from Aesop, and Aesop, both you and Nvidia see a brilliant flash coming from the book.
Ooh.
Oh! Did your god finally get back to you? Is it like a text message or something?
It's kind of like a text message, yeah.
Get it because it's a book? It's a joke.
I like those kind of jokes a lot. It was really smart. You are really smart. That was my third thing I was going to take care of. I really have to meditate like I've never meditated before if we're going to go where we're going. Because
Nvidia, do you before you go and meditate, I've one quick question. Do you know how to talk to the dead?
Yeah, remember when you were ascending into godhood, but I was able to talk to one of the dead patrollers, and we got some information from him. I can do that. I totally can.
What about like extraplanar talk to the dead? Like, not here, dead.
Well, not exactly. I believe I need to be able to touch their corpse as much as I don't like to.
What about a flake of their skin? How's that?
Is the skin dead?
Yeah, like I count on my lizard hands like a lot of months dead.
Is the flake of skin like a mouth or a sound producing thing?
No, it's it's probably the size of a guitar pick.
I don't think I can help you there. I could try really hard, but I don't think it's gonna do what you want it to do. It might wiggle a little bit, but I don't speak wiggle.
That's okay. That I just had a hunch. I was curious.
Yeah, I'm still working on that part, but for right now, that's really all I can do.
Just glue it to my hand and make it talk like this.
We could try that. When you ascended, can your hand talk?
That was a bit hazy. I just remember turning into a dinosaur and then like killing things, and it was pretty cool. It was kind of like that time we were on Neo Gokyo and we drank all those weird drinks, and no, I don't think so.
Well, I'll try and help you with your friend, but I don't think that's the way to do it. I would like to meet him. You seem to respect him a lot.
Yeah, he was pretty powerful. He was Galasse's personal bodyguard. I mean, I took up the role as often as I could. But, I mean, she has clatter, but this guy was like up here. Good friend, good, very smart. Didn't like my jokes though. No one's perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure he liked them. He just did not understand the concept of humor.
Oh.
So,
I need a pulling thread.
You. Oh God.
That
Day
would
two. Move to
literally
day two.
it. Nvidia is like beyond haggard and disheveled, and just like needs to pursue higher concentration of magic at this point.
higher education.
Yeah, pretty much.
You guys
Like strays higher.
spend the first day doing your things and can move the Nimbus one space forward.
Pingus, dingus.
I wanted to do some brewing with chemo.
Oh, speaking, we should send the dingus out.
It's a good idea.
Don't move two. Just move one.
Okay.
Just
There you go. Day 2 arrives. All of you get some nice
Get some.
quality time alone in the safety of the ship in your comfortable beds after spending quite a bit of time out on Halcyon and in Hell. You feel well rested. You can recover all of your hit points, spell slots, yada yada yada. What would you like to do today? Fa, you mentioned you wanted to do some brewing.
chemo did.
Chemo wanted to do some brewing.
Oh my God, Triple D is still here.
Hey, thought you forgot about me, guys.
On payroll.
I just go over and hand him whatever he deserves for however long we were gone, which was probably only a couple days, and then like 2 days extra, and pat him on the back and say, "Good job, buddy."
That'll be like 50 gold.
well worth it, man. How about a non-magical, just regular drink, and we relax for a little bit and talk about shop and everything.
Oh, already well in, brother.
Perfect.
Chemo steps inside the tavern where the brewing equipment is and finds Rinkaz and Dripple D having a drink and talking shop. What would you like to craft, Chemo?
Just gonna do the the new discovery.
You want to experiment for something new?
Jesus, I can think of every word besides experiment.
Okay. You can go ahead. I think this may be the first time someone's actually brewed something. What level do you want to brew at?
I'm gonna do the novice one still.
Sure. A lot of these for the higher tiers do require some base knowledge recipes anyway. So novice level, go ahead, and it is going to take 10 GP, which is nothing to you guys. You are just experimenting. You don't know anything just yet, but it is novice level, so you just need to pass a DC 11. So go ahead and give me a check. Yeah, you spend 8 hours and easily pass, so go ahead and give me a D100 roll to see what you come up with. .38. A 38 is a bombastic black.
Sounds like a cigar.
Sounds like a good time.
Tea or a beer.
Bombastic black
Oh,
yields
nice.
1 pot with 4 uses each. It lasts for 2 hours. Casting time is 1 action. It's a hot black tea that makes you feel large and bold. For the purposes of lifting and dragging, you may act as large size.
Oh, that's cool.
I've already got black
Listen.
small tea. So
Sorry, go ahead.
I've got big and small teas now.
Makes sense for something that Chemo would craft.
He can make everyone as drunk as he is.
You're busy doing that, Chemo. The rest of you guys, what are you doing for the second day?
Jason, can I try to poison craft with my alchemy kit?
There is a poison kit, isn't there?
Yeah, I am not proficient with it, but I am proficient with alchemy and herbalism.
So, you're not proficient with a poison crafting kit, so you don't get that bonus, but you would still get all of your normal bonuses.
Yo, I'm gonna try it because I got this fucking poison reagent that I've had forever and not used.
What level are you trying to craft?
Fuck it, in for a penny, in for a pound. Let's do advance.
Is that greater or exceptional tier?
It's the middle one, the one that we can do with the +4. Exceptional. Yeah.
Okay, 100 gold pieces into the equipment that renders you everything you need to craft. Give me a check.
Oh yeah, easy peasy.
Yes, you experiment and find yourself successful. Let's see what you make.
What do I make? That's
65 on advanced, or advanced.
yeah.
That
65.
is
Exceptional crippling poison. I'll look it up.
Let's see what that is.
Anyway, that's all for me. You can move on to somebody else. I don't want to take up too much time.
Okay. Aesop spends a little bit of time in the crafting room of the poison area, making some cool stuff in there. You find out it's crippling poison. How you find that out, Aesop, we'll just leave that to be found out in there. Glace, Rinkaz, Sun Kong, Nvidi, and Fa. Fa, are you going to spend the day crafting the interior components for your Raven in order for it to have the necessary things to record?
Yeah, I think I'll use all my free time to do that.
Okay.
Otherwise,
So we'll say Fa's kind of just busy in the tinkering room with Chunk crafting the innards of the Raven now that its base form has been crafted.
Yeah.
Any of you guys doing anything in particular? The rest of you?
To thank one of our melee wielders, I'm gonna go to the 3rd tier on the weapons crafting under like the firearms and everything. There's an energy blade. It's a D6 or DC 16 on experimentation. That's the only thing in the 3rd level bracket for advanced. So I'll just try and make one for the hell of it.
Sure.
It's been a while. It's proficiency, correct?
Proficiency plus. Hang on just a second. You're trained in weaponsmithing, so I think it's. Let me see here. Let me take a look. Hang on just a second. You use a necessary tool or kit to make a crafting skill check by rolling a d20 and adding your proficiency bonus.
Alright, so
Go
it's a
ahead
16.
Throw me that.
I'll take a point of luck and throw it at it if I'm able to gain advantage on this.
Sure.
Alright, so I need to get a 12 on this.
Oh my god.
Well,
No.
what do you know? What?
Nope. I had to get a 12 on the 20. Just under. It's a DC 16 for the experiment. It's a DC 13 if I already know how to make it, so negatory.
Okay. Well, you spend some time crafting your things in here. Similar to the typical crafting rules, because this is on the advanced list, it does take 500 GP. You are just not too many points below, but just shy of making it. But you can always try again. You'll just need to actually, you can try it again today if you'd like. You just need to insert a additional 500 GP to attempt it again. That's up to you.
Take one of these ring casts.
Oh, thank you. Alright, I'm going to use another point of luck to get advantage, but I'm going to take the inspiration on it and see if help that out. I'll just roll real quick.
You can
What's
always have Chunk.
Does Chunk do it
Yeah.
too? Yeah.
Chunk can help you out too. It seems like Fa has her whereabouts in terms of knowing exactly what she needs for the Raven.
Just in the design phase right now. Don't need it.
And Winkaz, you have a +1 from chat just now.
Oh, nice.
Perfect. That
Thank
is
you,
a
heroes.
21. So I have an energy plate. It's going to go to anybody who wants it.
That is pretty sweet. You craft yourself an energy blade.
It is 1d8 radiant, 3 pounds, finesse, special, versatile for a d.
Energy blade, a powerful and elegant alternative to blasters or their similarly sophisticated energy blades. They project a solid blade of furious arcane energy from a metallic hilt. Energy blades are martial melee weapons. Any creature with martial weapon proficiency has proficiency with energy blades. As you craft this, Ringkaz, I need you to choose whether it will deal force, necrotic, or radiant damage.
Can
Once-
I ask who
Once
would
chosen, you can't change it after that, so just keep that in mind.
who would get the most benefit from this?
Chemo could use a nice melee weapon.
Give it to Chemo.
Chemo it is. Chemo, what do you think? Force, necrotic, or radiant? What do you think?
I think he does force with the ranger stuff. Good check.
Yeah, it does. It does force.
So we'll double down with that. Force is force.
You infuse it, Ringkaz, with the arcane energy of the force. What color is it?
Oh, Jason, hell yes. That's the right question.
Well, if it's with the force, purple.
No.
I don't know. I'm gonna go with a light blue.
Okay. You craft this energy blade with a flickering, furious, light blue arcane energy. It deals force damage and is a martial melee weapon for you, Chemo, to use, or whomever.
So
And-
Chemo just got a lightsaber and some sick poison to go along with it.
I'm totally a Jedi.
As he pours poison on his lightsaber.
Awesome.
It's the honorable thing to do.
I'm gonna hand it to Chemo and say, this is the least I could do for shooting you. Lots of times by accident. Times.
This is pretty nice. Thanks.
Please don't kill me with it. I'm sorry.
I'll click it, but boom.
Glacé, Sun Kong, and Vidi, anything from you guys?
Glacé goes around everyone and gives them words of encouragement. So whoever's doing something, you get a D10.
Nice.
I should have done that.
That's okay.
I go in. Glacé will go and just relax in the pool since everyone is doing whatever they are doing, and I finally get myself.
Are you meditating in the meditation pool?
I am meditating. Yes,
Do you want to see if that offers you any benefit?
I sure do.
Okay. Give me a D12 roll, please.
D12 roll. Yeah, a 1.
Oh. Well, that doesn't necessarily mean negative.
It's not a bad thing.
Yeah,
this
not a bad
situation
thing here.
necessarily.
You gain temporary hit points equal to 5 plus half of your level rounded down.
Nice.
Yeah. That's...
Oh, my
This-
level.
Nice.
Stays
Well-
with you until they are used.
I got 11 HP.
Nice.
You feel a stronger resilience spending a little time in the quiet and warm pools over in the meditation area. Sun Kong and Vidi, anything from you guys?
Kong just is talking to Stray about maybe getting something to relax some of his personal stash.
Oh,
We've been on the road a lot. Just wanted something to relax before we keep going.
yeah, man. You mean these bunny buds I've been working on? Yeah.
That
See all the
sounds fun.
bunnies? The bunnies. They can,
They're so cute. Look
Yeah.
at the bunnies.
yeah, the bunnies eat them. So, you can ask the bunnies. Can you talk to bunnies, man? If you have this, you could talk to bunnies too.
Sun Kong, as you peer in, you actually see quite a few small baby bunnies, dust bunnies,
Oh.
bouncing around. It seems like the rabbits have been multiplying during your guys' time out. Sugar is also very difficult, even with you commanding her, to not keep her from wanting to push into this wonderful
Nope.
area.
Hey,
and have a
hey, man.
snack.
Hey, man.
No.
Hey.
Nope.
Hey, man.
Sugar.
We've been working on this family, man. Relax.
Yeah, just looking for a little relaxing agent. Something natural. Help me.
Stray, you have
Center
plenty
myself.
of Ghost Genga leaves should you need to impart with anybody.
Yeah. Yeah, man. You take the bunny'd like to eat this, man, but you can have some of this.
He hands you over grown leaves from the Ghost Genga plant, Sun Kong. The same one that you smoked once while in the Wyrd and switched bodies with the other crew members.
Be careful with that, man. Make sure you're at home. Be going out doing anything crazy. It's
I'll be-
medicine, man. It's medicine.
It is. Center my key. I'm gonna take that to my room and enjoy that.
Hey, if y'all find any more of them seeds or any kind of thing, man, you bring it back, okay?
Oh yeah, you're the number one.
I grow it, and you show it.
Sun Kong, you
the
feel
fuck?
as though you are having
Wild, man.
Homegrown.
you feel as though you're having a pleasant out-of-body experience as you enjoy a recreational use of the Ghost Genga plant. It doesn't offer any actual technical benefit like the pools, but it sure is nice to spend a little time relaxing, not being in immediate danger. And Vidi, anything from you?
Yes, I want to just lock the door if possible. It's standard operating procedure.
There is no actual lock on the door. If someone walks up to it, it will open. But you generally know people will give you privacy here if you need it.
For peace of mind, I like to feel like I'm locked in with no way to get out.
Sure.
I'd like to spend an hour bringing back the most phenomenal familiar of all time after poofing, I think, 2 or 3 times in one episode. And then I'd like to open the tome.
Oh, Jira. Jira did poof a lot.
Poor boy.
He's such a good boy.
I thought I had Jira
The
somewhere
best
on
boy.
here.
He changed colors. I gotta figure that one out again.
Let's see here. Let me just pull up. I'm gonna pull up Jira and you can punch in the necessary things that you need for him.
Here he is, bud.
This is Jira. Show nameplate. He is controlled by you. And he is over in your room. Jira appears.
Right. Hey, bud. Sorry about that.
Oh, here, let's move you into the right room.
I didn't know what room my room was. Okay, it's this. I'll make note. Hey, bud. I'm sorry about that one. I definitely didn't protect you there. And if I don't sense him feeling anything harsh or negative,
There's
I'm gonna
a
grab-
general sense of calm having him be by your side again. And you
So I-
too feel the calmness.
I'm gonna pull out the tome and
Okay.
hold it in front of him. And just, hey, look, it's sparkling.
It's not sparkling right now in VD, but you did notice a flash of brilliant light coming from what looked like in between the pages before. Jira pops over inquisitively and gives the tome a gentle poke with its stinger-like tail.
And so I'll just lay it out on the desk and try to flip it open. Thank
You open the tome, flipping through the pages to the most recent entries that you have been entering. And you see, burned into the page, a message that reads, "The time is coming."
Ugh. Ominous.
Time is coming. Well, there's only one thing I can do then. I wrote down the questions I had written in there in the past. I'm going to possibly scratch through or erase one of the questions and replace it with what time is coming. I'm almost found it. There they are. So the 5 questions I wrote down.
Are you
Were
attempting
these?
to commune with your god?
I'm gonna try to do it if we have time.
Well, let's roll into it then. But we'll need a check for your sanity first.
Yeah.
So those are the questions I had written down. Those
Okay.
5.
Sure.
Why are people after the tome? Where are you from? Where did the tome come from? Does this tome belong to somebody? And why did it change in color and size? I'm going to scratch out where did the tome come from. And I'm going to write in what time is coming.
Okay.
And then I'm going to do...
Yeah, let's
the
see if
most
you
important
can
thing.
ask any of these first.
Well, I have to pre-write it, and then I have to try
Gotcha.
to pass a check.
Okay. You get these questions
mechanically.
ready in your book, yes.
Mechanically, I have to do that. Now, I'm thinking I don't get inspiration.
Was absent.
So I do get a plus 1d10.
Yes.
So here
Please
we
use it.
I am gonna use it regardless. Okay, I'm gonna roll my check here.
Well,
That was not the check.
that is
Hey.
casting the spell.
I'm happy to have all of the information in front of me. Thank you.
Guys, this episode is brought to you by Beyond 20, the amazing new Chrome plugin.
I love
It's
it.
so useful.
I think you
DC
gotta just
15.
roll your save.
Yeah, and so it is no bonus. It is a 10,
Oh, nasty. But you have a.
and I add 10 to it.
Oh.
I have rolled a
Oh.
20 total.
God dang.
Thank you, Glace.
You-
Smartest bard in the galaxy.
Easily search within yourself, trying to mentally contact your patron. You reach out in what feels like perhaps other planes beyond the prime material. There, similarly to the last time you did this, is a strange sense of silence. But then you feel as though something else is aware through this arcane connection. You have written your 5 questions in the book, correct?
Yes, that's in game. That's how I get to ask the questions. Is I communicate through the tome, and then the text comes back through on the tome. I think that's what we agreed on or came up with.
Yep. So, read off to me what your first question was so we can RP it.
Okay. So first question was why are people after this tome? It says all the questions have to be like phrased to where you can answer it kind of yes, no, like vaguely.
Answers question with one word. A short phrase, okay.
Because.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
I want my character to be cool.
Written in the book is in the pages you watch as similarly to before, it's not like written in like a quill ink or anything. It's actually burned into the book. You watch as common is burned into the book, and it reads important to them.
Right. Second question.
They want it. That's why.
Second question is where are you from?
There is a pause, and written in the book is one word: Sigil.
Oh no. Welp.
Looks like he's tied in with us. We all.
You're a master. Okay. Third question, since I scratched out the one, is going to be what time is coming?
You typically get short answers, but this one seems a little more detailed than the others. Burning into the book, as you ask this question, it reads, "Time for us to have a heart-to-heart."
Ooh.
Hmm.
That's directly going to roll into the fourth question. Does this tome belong to someone?
Be stupid.
There is one answer in the book, and it reads, "Me."
Hell yeah. Comma stupid.
And I'm gonna look over at Jira for this last question. Why did you change in color and size?
Written in the book, remembering who you are.
All right. That is my 5 questions. Do I notice you're acting any differently or feeling any differently?
How are you feeling?
I'm fascinated, but I feel really, really accomplished. I've always wanted that to work. I did it.
Jira happily chirps and jumps into your lap, laying down on top.
And we did it, bud. Well, I'll have to do this again sometime. And we'll note the answers and close the book. And kind of, I guess, contemplate what I've read.
Okay.
Be it for me.
Did anybody else want to do anything before this day ends and you guys head towards the quagga?
Good.
Sleep.
You can all certainly sleep. As you do, everyone winds down, having crafted their cool things, contacted their cool whoever's or whatevers. And you can move the Nimbus 1 space directly onto the quagga.
Oh, whoops.
I mean, you can fly over there, but that just require another day to travel to it, so you can move it over time. As you begin to fly, the Nimbus, or the Nimbus itself is flying towards the quagga. You all wake up on the 3rd day, finding yourselves looking at the astrolabe, this programmed illusion that's on the mission control steel table, and looking into it as the arcane man has pointed out to you all over your travels. You notice that you guys are coming upon a large rock. This has a similarity to a quagga, and as you watch from the Nimbus sort of veering around the other side of the quagga, you now notice the large, almost flattened, complete area of the surface of the quagga where a number of tents and things are. You also notice, looking through the astrolabe, it looks as though there are a number of other spelljammers around, and what looks to be a very damaged and broken up shape. You're able to get the general, you don't know the full details, but you're able to get the general shape and look of these things by peering through the astrolabe, and they look like spider-shaped spelljammers.
Aw, cute.
A number of them are littered in what look like flak, pieces of them broken up, and you actually see a number of ships that look like elven and gift make that are moving to and fro from these ships to the quagga itself.
Do these look like scroll ships?
You could make a check if you'd like.
I have nothing to my intelligence. Here's a
I'm gonna make a history on that because it looks like a giant mosquito to Aesop, and those things are all about blood.
Wow.
Well, never mind. I mean, just take root gases, I guess. Oh, okay. What are they, Jason?
Hold on. These who's had 20s this game? You guys need good boy
Fucking
cards.
Kyle, Aesop, and Rink has.
Grab you guys some cards.
Oh,
NVD needs an inspiration card for the.
Oh,
No.
good idea. Here, take one of those.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Oh,
I would have burned it, but
Hey guys, do you want to like attack the quagga? Because this card is only good if we do that.
Oh no.
Nah, it's fine.
ooh, I'm gonna.
I'm happy with the double 20 on these mosquito ships.
Double 20.
Aesop, you are fairly a learned book reader and have a decent grasp on some of the histories of people and culture. Rinkaz, you know specifically because of your prior experience of being enslaved and knowing other races who are slavers themselves. These are not scroll ships, they are Neogi ships. The creatures who are a mix of eel and spider.
Yeah, fuck those things.
That you ran into back when you were over at Slagonia on Scourge. They're very nasty, and you notice that these ships are pretty broken up, though. As you fly closer, it looks as though your ship is beginning to land. There is an open space. The Arcane Man lets you guys know that they're allowing you guys to land safely, mentioning that it looks like there's a decent amount of commotion going on board here. And you guys are able to step out when you would like to. If everyone wants to find themselves back to mission control. And if you have any anybody you want to bring or any health you need to gain back or anything like that, go ahead and make sure and add that stuff. Also, Kyle, Fa, Chemo, who's going? Both? One? Your choice.
Probably Fa and Chemo would stay on the ship.
Okay. Fa and Chemo stay behind.
No, Fa would go.
Oh,
would stay on the
gotcha.
ship,
So Fa's gonna head out. Chemo's
Yeah.
gonna spend a little time staying back. So we'll grab Rinkaz.
Chemo's in the bar plate with his lightsaber. Didn't make ninja noises.
Bring Clatter with you, I'm sure. It's Aesop.
Triple D, throw me a lemon. Watch this.
Fruit ninja.
Lemon juice squirts everywhere as you slice it in two with your energy blade. Whoa! I know what we're doing while everybody's out.
What else could we cut in half?
Oh no! No, this was a mistake. Why did we give it to Chemo?
Where's that replicating plant?
No!
Oh!
Oh, we can make 2 of them. Excellent idea. Let's go.
The alchemy plant is a thing that exists on the ship. Got nothing else to say other than that.
Let's
I think
just
even
make
it's
two
impervious.
here.
We should put Nvidi's diamond next to the plant.
Oh, his tome.
Oh, 2 tomes.
No, Chemo's not going to go around slashing things in half. That is
Yeah,
not.
yeah, he's
That is
not
not
ready.
it. Okay.
Okay, you guys having successfully landed on the patroller Quagga, all take a step off and find yourselves surrounded by a number of Gif elven members, some Hadozi, which are the simian race with a large skin that serves as like a way of flight or gliding for them. A couple humans too. They all pass by. There is an area where most of the ships are able to land, kind of do some docking and get off. Most of them are elven ships, but it looks like there's 1 or 2 that may be wild knots who are stationed here too. You know that they're not strangers to any of them in terms of helping them out. So you all step off of the ship, and as you do, there seems to be a Gif who is sort of waving you over. He is in similar dress as some of the other soldiers here. He waves you over as you all get off. And as you walk over to him, he says, there's like he has some devices in his hand, some flags that are allowing ships to take off and go.
You, wild tycoons, the gift says.
Let me give him one of those salutes, like fist over the heart.
He grabs the flags with a hand and gives you each a handshake, extending out his hand.
Good to meet you. We've heard some stories of your adventures in the past. Glad to have you on board. Captain Broove mentioned speaking with you.
Oh, excellent. We were just admiring your handiwork with those Nyoki ships.
Yes, difficult affair. Ambushed a few days previously. We were able to fend them off, but not without taking a licking ourselves. We'll be back in operational in a few days.
Well, let's go talk to the commander then.
Oh, the gift holds up a finger. Before heading on in, your types, the adventurers, we have been able to work up a few new services for the likes of you, so that you would find advantageous rewards should you lend a hand to us patrollers, especially during our times warring with the Dark Trine. We now have the ability, should you find yourselves in possession of any enchanted gems, to be able to offer a gem exchange. If you happen to find one that you don't necessarily find the need for, we can exchange one of the same tier.
Oh, that's
once
awesome,
a day.
Actually. That's amazing. We'll have to keep that in mind.
Similarly, if you're willing to do a little work for us, which Captain Broove may have, we are offering a special monetary system for the likes of you in the form of scripts. This is a dedicated system that you can transfer scripts after obtaining them for special benefits, he says. And these things, as he goes over them to you, let me pull up these shops and show to you guys. If you will scroll down to the Pioneer Quagga, you will notice under the services that there is now a gem exchange. Patrollers can exchange one gem from each tier of rarity for a random one of the same tier.
Cool.
So once each visit, even if you have two, as long as they're from a separate tier, you could exchange them for something else on the list. They also offer scripts, which is working with the patrollers on certain tasks gains you a special form of currency. For one script, you can get 2 Wyrd bits. If you use 1 or 2, they will offer you a discount of 10 or 20% respectively off of a single purchase of 10,000 gold or less. And 2 scripts will allow you to buy any weapon here from any of their operational Wild Nation tents that is not masterwork, and it will carry a minor property to it.
Pretty good deal.
Kong, we traded gems, right? I have the insight one, like the +1 insight, and you have the other one, right? Or is that me and you, Ace?
I thought I had both, but
And Chemo also has the history gem, he was saying. So we have several gems we're not using. We should exchange them.
yeah, on my sheet I've got the insight and arcane.
Just keep in mind that if any of these gems are socketed, you'll have to remove them from their sockets first.
I think they're just straight up extra gems we have.
But yeah.
Yeah, this is what I got from the.
So I get a history gem.
The GIF gives you the general gist of where to find these services, and as I mentioned before, the Pioneers, knowing that they have visitors like you guys on board, have outlined each of the areas in like Half-Life 1 style when Gordon reaches Black Mesa with a strip of color on the walls leading to that particular area within the Quagga itself.
I
So,
think it actually originates in Ender's Game.
maybe it does. I got it from Half-Life. I'm sure they stole it from somewhere else. So, you guys know the general location of the captain, as well as these services. You know that the helper's hand is here, and they carry an assortment of weapons, armor, and gear. Where would you like to go?
Aesop wants to look at the weapon tent to see if you can get a better sword, and then you guys should definitely do the gym thing.
And I'd like to go to the tattoo artist as well, see what inks they have.
If it comes down to it, and you want me to make you one of those energy blades, we could do that on the cane. Like we could try and like hodgepodge make that a cane. That'd be cool shit.
No, Rinkaz. Part of the reason I have this cane is so I can sneak it in where weapons are not allowed. If it was glowing, I feel like that would defeat the purpose.
Oh, we could like tie the end of it onto the tip of the cane or something.
Okay, actually, that's pretty badass. Let me think about it and check what they have here first.
Aesop, you head over to the Wild Nation tents that are on the surface, looking to see what types of wear you can find. You notice a couple different pockmarks of what look like damage that the Quagga took in the ensuing ambush from the spider spelljammer ships that surround the area. A couple people notice you and seem to talk amongst themselves as you pass by. You find yourselves in the Wild Nation's tent and can buy anything listed under there if you'd like.
Oh, okay.
Sun Kong, you head towards the tattoo parlor, looking to see what things they offer there. A number of gifts are seated in place, as well as a few elves standing at the side ready for the enchantments themselves. Glace, Envidi, Fa, Rinkaz.
Oh, go ahead. I'm still thinking.
Think I'm probably good to go check the Helper's Hand Guild for us. I don't really need anything here.
Yeah, I'll go with MVD.
Sure. Glace and Vidi, you guys head towards Helper's Hand.
Is there anywhere to buy spells? I guess I'm looking for that scrying roll. Scrying scroll.
Let me take a look here. If it's not listed under the Quagga, they probably do not have it.
I don't remember this place being, because the gift don't use magic, so I don't remember them really having any.
They have an armory, they have all kinds of weapons, they do have enchanted tattoos, but they don't particularly offer spell scrolls here.
If you need stuff scried, though, might be able to help.
We need... Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, alright.
I'd have checked if it's just my stuff or if I can help somebody else do it, but I'm pretty sure I can do it.
I need the spell to be cast on an object, so because we're making the new wreck that the mechanic that I was making when you logged in. So we just need to have scry casted on it.
Oh,
So-
cast scry.
Yeah.
No, I can't cast scry.
You could always make a general intelligence gathering time here, Fa, seeing if any of the general populace that are the patrollers here may have something, or you could always see if the captain of the ship may be able to offer that or have that in stock. The shops don't offer it, but they may have it through some of their collections that they've come across through their travels.
Oh, actually, that's exactly the kind of stuff that Fa would actually be very good at doing. She was the scout, so she would go out and look around and gather information from the local folk. Yeah,
Cool.
Alright. So I'll try and do that with her.
Okay, as you begin to do that, Glace and Navidi, you guys come upon the Helper's Hands Guild tent, and stepping inside, you are met by a Gif who has a clipboard in hand, who greets you.
Ah, tycoons. Nice to finally meet you.
Pleasure.
Glace
He says, pointing a finger.
and Enviti. The golden boy, as I've heard you called.
Prestidigitations Sparkle. Yeah, you're too kind. I don't think people normally remember. Thank you.
Heard you were the ones that took down a Tarask.
Oh yes, that was us.
Hard to forget such a story. How did you do it?
Well, do you want how we actually did it, or do you want it was a lot of...
Heard the beasts are impossible to kill, even with armies.
It's pretty accurate, but we did kill it. It is dead.
Oh, what type of way did you do it? Was it magic? Did you find some weak spot on the creature?
Aesop put something weird in its mouth, and then we shoved a ship inside of it. And then
Are you describing how I single-handedly and heroically felled a Trask over
listen,
there?
Aesop had some kind of weird concoction that he did not make, and he threw it inside of the Trask.
Oh, you're underselling it. I shot it with an impossible 1 in 1 million shot through a ship's ballista.
Yeah, he did. That was crazy. He shot it through the ship's ballista, and then we proceeded to ram the ship into the Trask. And
I kept hitting it.
There was also
with my spirit warrior.
Yeah. There's also a big undead golem giant bug being controlled by, you know him, Sun Kong. He was inside of it at the time.
I mean, I guess that helped too.
A
There's
spirit
a lot of
warrior. I've never heard of such a thing.
It exists.
It sounds incredible.
Are you guys able to watch knowledge shards here? Because it's crazy to know.
If I'm able to come across them, I would be happy to watch them. I've only heard stories through word of mouth, but if I'm able to catch any of this show you were all in, Wyrd and Wyld, I'll have to be sure to take a look.
Yes.
I'm sure you're here to shop for other hands, but there was one in particular who has been just talking non-stop about you. He was one of the ones who clued me into you all quite a lot.
Oh, so we must have used him before.
He says he's never met you in person, but has watched enough of your Wyrd and Wyld recordings to have a general idea about you, and he steps back behind the curtain and stepping out from the curtain, you see a tall elf with long ears and long purplish hair, dressed in what looks to be almost like a woven type of outfit. Gripping onto the side of his shoulder and peering out from behind him appears to be a cat. But this cat seems to have a rainbow-colored horn that is adorned on its head. It looks playfully at you all. The elf looks to all of you and says, "Greetings. I have heard much about you all. It's nice to finally meet you, Wild Tycoons. Glosse and Vidi. I've been watching quite a few of your videos. The name is Looney. If I can offer my services to you, I would be happy to do so," he says.
Oh, all right, Looney. Well, it's a pleasure to meet you. What's your specialty? What do you do?
Looney goes over his specialties, which you can find.
I just realized who this was.
Thank you, Looney Loomworks, for creating a character here.
Very cool.
He can give you advantage on a single charisma deception check once per long rest. And for your inspiration, he can weave you a rug of magic that gives you a flight speed of 30 feet and the spell effects of Featherfall for 1d4 plus 1 rounds.
Very, very cool.
That's so cool.
If you should find my services useful, I would be happy to adventure for some time with the Wild Tycoons, he says with a smile on his face. The cat behind him flicking its tail back and forth.
I do think Dribble D needs a drinking buddy.
We're gonna hire you so you can come on our ship and drink with a stranger we barely know.
I love it.
That sounds amazing to me, Looney says. Glosse, please give me a D15 roll.
1d15. That's not 15. 1d15. 7.
Stepping from behind the curtain, as you all look on, you see, hang on just a second here, a familiar face as Azru.
Oh, it's
he's
Azru.
He's a bro.
Feral-looking dwarf with a long beard that is hard to separate from the rest of his furry body, steps out.
I'm trying to remember exactly when, but he helped save our ass.
It was back when you guys were traveling out on the Celestial Cradle.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, he was a bro.
Azru is one of your choices. NVD, you are there as well. Please give me a D15 roll.
1. Show me the 1.
That's the one where a guy comes out and just gives us treasure, right?
I've been hoping we see that guy again.
That's a 15-1 as he stabs you.
Fuck you guys. Stepping out from behind the curtain is a brash looking Gith.
Oh, it's Gash.
We're ready to kill again.
What about the other one? The other one that's connected to you?
Fuck her.
Oh, but you guys are still connected, right?
That means nothing.
Okay, just checking.
And can from Sun Kong, you there? Sun
Kong's in the mess hall.
Is he not with us?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Sun Kong, give me a D15 roll.
D15.
And let me know the result, please.
4.
With a 4. Let me see here. Stepping out from behind the curtain as the final member here today. Let me scroll. Let's just see here. Hang on just a second. Is a lizard folk in a largely metal crafted suit.
Oh, my brother.
He's got to come with us because he's got like a spacesuit.
Yeah,
Right? He's perfectly fit for this.
he can breathe while in wild space.
He's the one who helped save us with NVD's knockback from the metal alien xenomorph that almost killed us when we all rolled 20s on the most spectacular night ever.
Steel Predator.
We meet again,
Still
Wild Knots, Grizdom says.
Yes, we do.
Let's hire this dude for real.
I'm going to give him a 10 gold signing bonus.
Hell yeah.
Ringkaz sends his regards. Can you come with us?
All of these recruits that you could potentially hire, including Looney, are 10 GP a day. And they're happy to go with you. You just choose who.
Well, we gotta take Looney. Looney's hired.
Looney and Grizz for sure.
Okay,
Yeah,
Grizdom.
Let's just go with that. I'm nervous about taking the shapeshifter in case he shapeshifts out of a breathing apparatus.
That's yeah. Yeah, where we're going. I think you guys that kind of don't become yourselves, it's not going to work out.
Can werebears breathe in space?
My friend wants to know if werebears can breathe in space, Azru.
Azru scratches his face and says, never been out there. Don't know.
I don't want to ask you to try, bro.
You don't belong out there, honey.
I don't.
Mm-mm. We're gonna keep you away from the wild space.
Okay, the two that don't make it get 5 gold tips for showing up, making me smile.
Oh.
The other ones are on payroll.
They appreciate the tip and take it, stepping back behind the curtain. Grizdom and Looney joins the team. You guys can decide who takes them with you. You have their cards in the helper's hand. Aesop, did you find something you wanted?
Yep. I pay 5,000 golds plus the cost of materials and buy a +2 sword cane.
Sweet.
This is like legit like stealthy sword cane. Now I don't even have to try to hide it. It's just straight up a sword cane, so it looks like a cane all the time.
Excellent. The masterwork craft along with the socketed gem gives it +2. It glows with the lines of arcane magic with a certain brilliance as you tap it down the rocky road headed back toward the others. Fa, did you want to give me... Oh, go ahead, Aesop.
Oh, sorry. I don't want this to take too long because it's boring store stuff. But I just have things I want to sell. That's all.
Okay. Let me know what you want to sell.
Sure.
Fa, what were you doing? Did you want to give me some type of check to look around? Did you want to wait to meet with the captain? What were you up to?
Yeah, I was trying to source a scrying spell. That's even harder than just scrying scroll.
Give me some type of check to do such a thing.
Scrying scroll. Investigation.
Sure.
I could do. Go with that because that's check. I'll use it. My nice. That's my
What
third.
the fuck?
Kyle,
Ah!
welcome
Oh.
back.
Christ.
Jesus.
Thank you, Roll20. What is up with this? Fa, you are having a hard time coming across a lot of general infantry or a relative position within the patrollers. They're not technically military, but they obviously have to have a presence of defense as they explore new worlds and are trying to do what they can to serve as the defensive forces against the Dark Trine here in the Twixt. None of them seem to carry any extra things, especially something magical like that. In fact, you are able to learn from them that they're actually a little bit low on men and supplies, and that's why some things here are a little bit more expensive than you may be able to come across in other places. However, you do run into another adventuring party. You run into a cleric from one of the nearby ships, and you trade some talks with him, but you are able to essentially pry it out of him that they just came from a abandoned wizard's tower and was able to come across with that natty 20, a scroll of scrying.
Oh, yes.
He will offer it to you for 50 gold pieces.
The soul.
All right.
Drive a hard bargain.
He mentions that people in his party can already use this magic themselves, so he is happy to turn the scroll into some additional buying money for himself and his team. You exchange some friendly conversation and see each other off in different ways. All right. Eventually, you guys, having done this, regroup. Glace and Nvidi return to the group along with 2 new members. One looks like a scraggly elf with long pointed ears and an interesting looking cat hanging from its back with woven clothing, and a very bulky metal suit inside a lizard folk that has a somewhat similar appearance to Rinkaz but different in color. He also carries with him a large metal backpack that you know can function as a sort of weaponry if he needs to use it. They bid you welcome and greet each of you as you guys regroup. What would you like to do?
Question: for the cost on the weapons to be masterwork or +1, etc. I already own the weapon, so I don't have to purchase. It's 5,000 to make it masterwork. Does that include a gem slot, or is that 5,000 plus an additional 2,500 to put one gem slot?
It actually will take them a couple days if you want to have a already owned weapon converted into a masterwork weapon. If you want to give me a D3 roll. Otherwise, they offer everything they have here and can provide it in masterwork form. And that is 5,000 GP for the base on top of the gem slots. So what are you looking to have turned into masterwork is my first question.
My hunting rifle.
We can say, does this hunting rifle come off of like your base crafting from your actual like character class?
Yeah, it's the last weapon I had crafted off the firearms tinkering table.
The GIF are known throughout the Twixt as well as the general multiverse as happy users of ballistic weaponry and do happen to have a hunting rifle available for purchase that is already converted into masterwork should you need it.
So it'd be 7,500 to have it with a gem slot.
They will sell the rifle for 250 gold pieces. And then if you want to buy one that is masterwork, it'll be 250 on top of a 5,000 base, so 525 gold pieces, or sorry, 5,250 gold pieces. And if you want to slot it for each additional gem slot, up to 3 that they can make, I believe. Let me just make sure and check that that's the case. Yeah, if it's not stated they can do up to 3, that is an additional 2,500 for each. And you can slot it with any gem you have, but specifically they do carry +1 and +2 gems. So did you want to buy a masterwork rifle that they have here already?
That would be, with +1, that would be like 750. It's the same. It's roughly the same cost as the tattoo I was gonna get. Because if I do this, I have to drop one of my guns off me. I'd have to get rid of the energy pistol because I'm at max for magic items. The hat, the cloak, and the pistol. Because gemmed weapons do count, correct, towards your magical weapon.
Right, right. They do. Each gemmed weapon or item rather does count as necessitating you to have a attunement with it. If you wanted to get this rifle with the +1 gem already slotted into it, you would be looking at 8,750 gold. But they do have it here, if you want it.
I'll do that with the +1 gem, and it'd be 2,500 for an additional gem slot, just so I can toss something else in there to make it worthwhile for a big purchase.
Okay. With 2 additional slots, or I'm sorry, with an additional slot, the first one being taken by the +1 gem, you're looking at a total of 11,250. And for that, you get your same rifle, but now it has a +1 bonus. Any ammunition fired from it, because it is masterwork and has a gem slotted, it is now counted as magical. And it has a separate empty slot for whatever you want to throw in there.
All right.
Sick.
I'll do that, and then I'll just unattune my pistol and I guess keep it with me in case I need to swap it out in the future, like take the hour attunement process or whatever.
Sure. You take a look at your new weapon. It's pretty cool looking. It has some GIF imagery carved into it of various kills that they've done. It looks like this weapon's seen a little bit of use, but is largely brand new.
What the hell is this? Solid me used goods, goddamn. No, thank you.
You guys still have the gem exchange if you wanted to make use of it. Otherwise, the captain was wanting to speak to you. What do you want to do?
Can I
ready for
see
the
what? I want to see what tattoo inks they have.
Oh yes, Sun Kong. You head over to the Enchanted Tattoos.
I'm gonna follow them just to look. I want to see what ink they have.
Give me a 4d10, please.
What D10 rolls?
Yes. 4 separate d10 rolls.
Seven, 3, 9, and 5.
I heard a kitty.
Yeah, she doesn't like it.
That's Looney's cat.
They have prismatic ink. They have glamour ink. You said 7, 3. What was the others?
7, 3, 9, 5.
They have metallic ink. And they have temporary ink for their specialties.
Prismatic, chromatic, metal, metallic, and temporary. All right.
Yeah, hang on. I'm typing them out in chat for you.
Oh.
There you go.
Let me look at those links. Does anyone else have to do anything? Depending on what they had is what I was going to get.
Go ahead and take a look at that, Sun Kong. You kind of peruse through the list with one of the gifts who offers the tattoos. Did you guys want to do some gem exchanging in the meantime?
Do it. What do you do it?
Yeah.
Okay. There is a device that is somewhat haphazardly put together. It almost looks like your slotted machine, but doesn't carry the same intricate handiwork. It looks kind of like a bit of a makeshift slapped together type of arcane vending machine. There are pictures of a gem being inserted and another one being plopped out from the bottom that runs vertically over at the side. What gem did you want to insert?
Get that history one out of here.
Minor gem, I think. And it was a history gem. It gave advantage on history checks.
Gives you advantage on history checks? Okay.
Boring.
That was an Celestial Quartz, a common gem. You toss it into the machine. Hang on just a second. Give me a D40 roll, please.
4-0.
Yep.
It's another advantage on history checks.
That would...
Advantage on
What shitty luck.
38. 3-8. 3-8.
With a 3-8 spitting out at the bottom of the tray is a rosy stone with white star-shaped center. Did you want to go ahead and just kind of toss it to somebody to spend the 10 minutes to figure out what this is?
I can do detect magic.
Okay.
Or is that how that worked?
I'll let you do that. Yeah, that makes sense. With Detect Magic, you're able to instantly gather that this is a Star Rose Quartz and gives you proficiency in one trade.
Oh, that's actually really awesome.
So as long as you are attuned to the item that you are using it with, it will instill the knowledge of a single trade to you. pretty beneficial if you wanted to craft things on the ship.
Yeah.
Or for other utilities.
Well, I'll offer that up if anybody wants it, because I've got one on each of mine.
Anybody got a free attunement slot? If not, let's just hold on to it, because that's a pretty good gem.
How many do you have? How many attunement items do you have?
Three, you can have 3.
3 max.
I have a ring that needs to be socketed.
You can have my socketed ring, actually, because I've had it since, like, the end of Season 1. I haven't socketed it, and I'm probably not going to with my cloak, my hat, and my gun now.
So, I recently became free of a slot. If you would like me to make poisons for you, Chemo, I could combine that gem with the ring, and I could start practicing some poison crafting.
He looks at it, he was like, I was thinking about probably doing the same, but since we drink all of my stuff, maybe you should take it.
That's a good... Well, we also drink all of my stuff, to be fair, but, you know...
You should not make that mistake over me.
Fair enough.
We could give it to Stray. He knows how to make lots of cool things.
I also don't trust that. Do you want to give the ring to Aesop, Rinkaz?
Yeah, if anybody wants it, I'll just take it off and give it to him.
All right. Okay, assuming nobody has any objections, Aesop now knows how to use a poisoner's kit.
It seems so simple, Aesop. There's so much overlap of poison making.
Yes, it's so easy. You just want to kill the people instead of save their lives. Oh, it's simple.
Somewhere in the back of your mind, Aesop, you hear a duh.
It's like crash brewing, you just brew it with like an inverse stone, and it turns all of your effects into exact opposites.
There you go.
Everything turns red.
Any other gems that you guys wanted to exchange?
I can't remember what tier it was. I know it was, I think it was 2nd or 3rd tier.
Well, if you can just tell me the benefits that it gives you, I should be able to pull it up.
It was green, and we couldn't be surprised while it was equipped. It says you can't be surprised.
That was an uncommon gem, a chrysoberyl.
Does anybody have an uncommon they want to trade before I try to trade this? Just to be safe.
Do it. Throw it in there.
Okay, hang on just a second.
All encounters from this day forth are now surprise encounters.
I mean, it's a good gem, but
Hey, why not?
It could be anything. It could even give us immunity to surprise encounters.
Oh, God.
Give me a D42 roll, please. And let me know what the result is so I can just keep this open and tell you what it is.
17.
Okay. Popping out is a white, milky, cloudy gem. Fa, you nearby, I'm assuming probably using a detect magic.
Sorry.
Oh yeah, it continues going.
You find out that this is a chrysocolla.
Fuck is that?
It makes you practically sound. It makes you incredibly silent. You make very little to no sound, and you have advantage on surprising others.
Oh.
Okay, that's awesome though. That's cool.
That's
Put it
pretty
in your
funny.
gun. Snipe someone.
Man,
I mean, that's the exact opposite of what the other gem did.
it's good.
So that's
Probably better for
A
us,
little
honestly.
role reversal.
would Chemo or Fall have a greater use for this?
I mean, I think you could probably use it. If not, then Chemo will.
Just keep it. Just keep it.
We'll keep it for now.
Okay, what's next? More gems? Going somewhere else? It's up to you guys.
Let's do some story stuff, huh? Let's go talk to that captain. Unless anybody has anything else really pressing, let's talk to that captain.
Okay, everyone's on board. You guys begin following the markers located on the walls, heading from the gym exchange and finding yourselves entering a relatively busy room. And at the desk, similar to who you saw previously on the astrolabe, you see Captain Broove, a pretty formally dressed, what is you assume to be relatively high-ranking and covered in tattoo work. This gif with tannish, almost yellowish skin, waves everyone out seeing you and says,
Tycoons, well met. Good to see you in person.
Hello.
It's a pleasure.
I hope you didn't find landing here too much trouble. As you can see from the outside, we had a bit of a skirmish with the Neogi.
We missed all the fun.
Yes, I'm sure we could have used your help, but we're able to manage on our own, but not without a few dents and nicks here and there. Please have a seat, he says, waving a hand at the table in front of him and allowing you guys to have a seat. A long table that actually has, like you guys see in like medieval battle maps, with certain figures on this makeshift planetary map made from wood of different forces in different places. You all take a seat. He sits back and says, "So, what brings you all, as we spoke about before, to Aquaga?"
Resupplying for our big next adventure.
Wild nuts, I see. Always looking to find the next big break. I envy that. You mentioned something about some type of devices you may be looking for that would allow you to have proper breath in areas where it may not be the best to get it.
That's right.
Well, the elves here grow a specific plant, and upon its maturation, it is a gadabout. It is a specific device, a bubble-like growth at the top that will allow you to put your top halves in, underneath a number of vines that can wrap around you to hold you tight, and two almost leathery-like wings. We typically use them out here in wild space when air is difficult. The plant simply takes the air that we all breathe out, which there is plenty of in wild space, and turns it into breathable air for us. We typically hold these suits as a specialty need for us here on the ship. But I am willing to have a conversation about potentially allowing you to borrow a few. Allow me to ask, how many were you looking to borrow, and for how long?
7. We need 7 of them.
7, I see. And what was the time frame you were looking to borrow them?
A week at the minimum.
Give or take a day, just depending on if anything comes up.
I see. Of course, I don't expect you to return to this particular quagga, but as long as you drop them off at another one, I think that is something that could be arranged. However, in order for me to do this for you all, not to hold you hostage in terms of lending aid, but we are at a detriment ourselves, and I believe with you giving us a helping hand, we could in turn do the same for you by lending you these suits. I have a request for you all, a mission of sorts, if you are willing to carry it out.
What is it?
About a day out, a little under, is a planetoid known as Horzodus. It is relatively small, cube-shaped, and frequented by a number of environmental perils. Quakes, hurricanes, floods. It has seen them all, and still sees them to this day. a little bit of a history on Horzodus. It was once a interesting planetary point of interest, as it was resource rich. From what outside intel that we have gathered, we heard stories of there being various colonies of mixed races trying to settle on it to gather those resources. The intel that I have required stated that a colony of tinker gnomes, along with other humans in a bit of a mixed settlement, developed a device that was used to help mine the resources from underground. That was what we were initially coming to investigate. From what we heard from the intel, something happened not long after they began the use of these devices, and as far as we can tell currently, the planet has been deserted for decades. Likely either to something happening, or simply the perils of the world itself. Some say it is cursed. What I'm looking to find out is to know if these inventions of the gnomes still exist down there, and if they do, if they are operational. Oh, go ahead, Aesop.
This sounds like quite an intriguing little mission, then.
From what you have seen coming in, intel suggested that Neogi from the Trine had made touchdown first, more than likely gathering the same amount of information and looking to ascertain as to if these devices are down there. So, I sent a covert survey of GIF down to the planet to investigate the colony that the Neogi were sniffing around. The issue, and where I hope that you all can come in, is that I heard back from them in a few days. I have a couple of parameters that I would like you to look into for me, if you wouldn't mind taking this journey down to Horzodus.
I think Fa had a question. The gnomes were off-worlders, Fa said?
I didn't know if you had said it already.
Yeah, well, wait, so these gnomes, they didn't come from the planet? They came from off planet and tried to dig down, or?
At the very least, that is what the intel suggests, yes. Tinker gnomes, specifically. A special variety of gnomes who have a penchant for crafting things.
Well, if it was a resource-rich planet, I suppose that makes sense. But what are these stipulations that you had for us?
I'm looking for a few things. As you know, the patrollers are information gatherers at most. We hope to survey other worlds, learn more about it, and spread that information for all to either know about the dangers or potential benefits of worlds. I would like for you to head to the surface of this world. Do you have a smaller craft than the ship that you traveled here in?
Oh, do we?
It's all covered in blood, but yeah.
I see. I understand that the life of Wyld Knot is not too dissimilar from the patrollers. I hope none of the blood is your own.
It came from gold. Fawn just looks at Aesop dead.
Yeah. Sorry, Fa, couldn't hear you. Bit of a cold, sorry. Yeah, we got a ship, we could do it. We'll take the job.
Yes, I see. The reason I ask is because I'm unsure how many Neogi may be still somewhere within the settlement. I wouldn't want you to travel there in a very visible ship just to meet with the offensive threat of quite a few Neogi down below.
Well, we have no qualms with stopping the Neogi if we come to fisticuffs, let's say.
Well, if you are able to travel in a smaller ship that you have, the high winds and storms and debris that make up the atmosphere of Horzodus should hopefully give you a relatively stealthy landing there, though from the look of you all, if you were to run into trouble with the Neogi, I believe you would be able to defend yourselves. Just be aware, I do not have the information on the specific number that reside within the settlement down below. That was the whole reason of sending Hurst and his platoon down there to survey and gather more intel. I would like you to find them. There is Hurst, the commander, and 3 other gift soldiers within his retinue. Find them if you can, find out what they know, and pull them out of the area if you find that they need medical attention.
Well, sure.
If, for whatever reason, they are dead, all of us patrollers wear a patroller patch on our uniforms. If you could bring that back to us to confirm their demise, it would be unfortunate but helpful.
Very well. Sorry, Jason, what was their names again?
He gives you the list of names. Hurst, who is in charge, and then Forden, Lerber, and Jimmer, who are the others. All GIF.
These poor GIF, every time we run into them, they're getting ambushed or killed.
It's just... You can't be a soldier in a sci-fi environment. You are just dead meat to anything that happens.
Granted, we would do it ourselves, of course, but we are still tending to our wounds and repairs here on the ship from this ambush. Thus the reason I reached out to it. Your help would be greatly appreciated. On top of helping the survey I sent down there, I would also like for you to investigate as to the whereabouts of, at the very least, one of these gnomish devices. If you're able to find one, no doubt there may be more down there. Of course, it would be beneficial if you can ensure that this device, whatever form it may take, is in operational shape.
Oh, sure. You see Aesop wipe some drool from the corner of his beak.
Finally, if you are able to, I would like for you to survey the area. Assess what threats are present in the colony, either from the Neogi themselves or the natural hazards of Horzodus, which, mind you, there are plenty from what I have gathered. I'm not asking you to face these threats, but should you find the need to do so, just be careful. If you can successfully carry these out, I am willing to offer you scripts, as I believe one of our landers may have mentioned to you before. It's a special monetary form that us patrollers use with outsiders like you who are willing to help.
Perhaps.
On top of that, if you're able to carry out most of these objectives in a good amount of accomplishment, then I would be able to allow you to borrow our gadabouts under the terms that you have described within the time frame.
A deal's a deal. Glossite, did you have anything else to add to that? Rinkaz, anyone?
No.
Adventure!
I was going to say, do you know of the current weather situation or status? Is there anything specifically we should be looking out for at this time of year, cycle, rotation, whatever?
Good question.
Horzodus always appears to be in some form of peril or another. No area of it seems to be in complete safety. The settlement that we found is relatively safe from most major earthquakes that we have gathered intel on, though tremors may not be out of the question. The largest thing that will make things difficult for you is the dark skies and strong winds that pervade the area of the settlement. This will make vision a little difficult to see, and the strong winds may mean that you have to speak up a little more to communicate amongst one another.
Well, we do have these. Lucky for us.
Some type of magic-infused item?
We can talk to each other. Just
Good. That will be helpful for you all. Other than that, I am unsure as to any other of the natural dangers of it. Perhaps Hurst has been able to locate and find more about it, or perhaps you will find out more once you land.
All right.
Very
do we
well.
have
This is
con-
exciting. Sorry,
Yeah.
Gladly, go ahead.
Oh no. Do we have a way of contacting you if we find anything urgent?
Well, I wouldn't assume that you would be spending too much time down there. I simply ask that you take the day's travel to reach Wazodas, find my men and what they know, and if they need to come back or need medical attention to bring them back. After you've gathered the intel that I requested, all that I ask is that you return. I don't need you to get your hands dirty. We are the patrollers. I simply need information.
Very well.
Alright, then I believe we have a deal. If you need supplies, he kind of looks across each of you, although it looks as though you've done a bit of shopping already, then you're free to use any of the services here. We will also offer you free room and board should you need it, for 3 days. In the meantime, if you don't mind carrying this out ASAP, I would greatly appreciate it.
It's on our list.
Very well. If you need anything else, simply return to this room and I will do my best to find time to speak to all of you.
Thank you, sir.
Gives you a hearty nod and waves you out.
Well, before we go, I might have missed it, but do you have their landing coordinates or anything that we could start where they started?
I, at the very least, have the whereabouts of the settlement that we sent them to gather intel on. I am not sure their exact landing positions, but they should be surveying the settlement, and that is where I'll be sending you all.
Right.
I've heard that anything outside of the settlement is in general ruin due to the caustic nature of the environment on Wazodas.
Well, we'll take our little dingus, it's called, right?
Yep, our little dingus.
Our little dingus.
Dingus.
It'll slide right in there.
Riding the dingus.
I believe that's your ship's name.
Oh,
Yeah.
there's another one.
I see. Well then, yes, use your little dingus to fly in there, hopefully of a secretive fashion, and find out what you can for me. Yes.
Oh, don't worry, it's very stealthy.
Good, good. Well then,
No, it's in.
excellent to hear.
Oh, it's last question before I go. Is this a dry quagga?
No.
Oh, good. I'll be spending some more gold before I leave. Thank you.
Of course. Well then,
He sees you all out.
That's a
Bye.
good adventure hook. I'm excited to go check this place out.
Sounds great.
Do you guys want to do anything else, Sun Kong? You were looking at tattoo stuff. Did you want to let me know what you had in mind for a tattoo?
The tattoo of minor texture. It's called. It's a
But-
+1 AC.
Glacé's gotta go, just FYI.
Yeah, bye guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay. So we'll look at the details of that tattoo, Sun Kong, over this week break,
That's fine.
and we'll figure out the number of days. I'm assuming you guys are probably going to head out to do this mission first thing.
Yeah.
Okay. So, as you know, Sun Kong, tattoos can take up to a couple days. So it's something that we can figure out, and if it actually is that much of a time consumption to get it done, we can. You could always, finish this mission, do what you need to do, and then come back after it's done, ensure that you get these gadabouts that you need, and then get the tattoo work done for yourself. But yeah, we'll figure out the costs and the time expenditure over the break, so that we don't have to figure all that stuff out on stream. Yeah, you guys have your mission in mind. It is time for us to wrap, so I appreciate all of you guys playing. Did you have fun?
Yes. Shopping session! I hit Nvidia and deal maximum damage with my good boy card. Because I need to use it.
Oh,
I'm
shit.
just kidding. I
Oh
don't
my
do
gosh.
that.
Testing out your cane for old time's sake?
Yep.
I missed you, 22. As I slam up against the wall.
Oh, man.
Thank you, everybody, for hanging out with us on the stream. Thank you, Looney. I hope you got a kick out of seeing your buddy pop in. And he has been hired by the group. So he will probably be accompanying you guys along with Grizdon down to the surface below.
Yeah, man.
Thank you for buying that reward. And we'll get some probably RP use and some fun functional use out of Looney, the helper's hand. Thank you, A10. Thank you, Bonfires. Thank you, Electroshock. Heroes, I appreciate you interacting and hanging out with us. Of course, thank you, Husband and Wife Stream. And thank you, Store. I don't know how to pronounce that name. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it. If you guys want to build up some interesting Twitch channel points to do fun stuff like buy an avatar or give the group bonuses, you can just watch and continue to interact, or you can just hit a button and follow us. That builds our follower count and also gives you extra rewards. You accrue those points over time quicker if you're following, and even more if you're subscribing. So I appreciate all that. If you missed any of this episode or want to see more, we're all on our Twitch videos on demand, as well as on YouTube. Go check that out. This is episode 90. There's a lot of information and fun times to watch. So go take a look at all that. We will be back next week for more, and also go take a look at my Twitter. We're like two or three people away from hitting 250, and we'll do a fun giveaway after that. So go check that out. In the meantime, we're out of here. Goodbye, everybody.